So Capcom put out a super election. It was a giant questionnaire on who your favorite characters were, what games you want, and I saw Asmongold reviewing it, and I am a giant Capcom simp, okay? I love their games. I'm a huge fan of Monster Hunter. Played way too much time, way too much of my life playing those games. If Capcom wants to get me in early and play the newest Monster Hunter Wilds like you did for Maximilian Must, I'm all game, you know? I'll put on vacation. I'll fly down to wherever. I'll take a trip to Japan, okay? I'm willing to I'll go the distance. No, but I'm a giant fan of Capcom, and as far as I'm concerned, they're CapGoat. Let's see what people really want from them. The super election, the results are in. 254,148 votes. Now, this goes over that over 82% of the male were male, and 14% were female, and 4% were other. Now, I was thought about this actually, and it's not really surprising that the female vote is about this. I would have thought it would be slightly more nowadays, actually, now that I think about it. Just because I've seen, a female demographic jumping onto games like Resident Evil. Women, I feel like, love horror games. I don't know why, but I see a lot of females. Or women, females, so don't crucify me, guys. Liking, a lot of horror genre games. So it's kind of surprising that it is this low, especially with games like Resident Evil. But it is what it is. These are the people who voted for the Capcom super elections. So yeah, 82% male, 14% female, 4% other, probably didn't want to, put in whatever their vote was. 8% were ages 10. Now, what games I don't even know what games are age 10 for Capcom. Unless they're like, I mean, I play almost every Capcom game, so I'm not sure what game is there. Maybe not even Ace Attorney, I don't think is that low. So yeah, I'm not sure. 20s, yeah, a lot of young people, the majority of the demographic. 30s. Now I feel like we're gonna get a lot more people in their 30s. 38%. This is gonna become a lot more common. In 40s, only 12%. 50s. I was reading something that video games are like some of the highest earning media out there, if not the highest. So let's look it up. Look at this. By a long shot. Now, this isn't a good thing to go by, but it's so crazy to think about. By a long shot, the best-selling video game franchise is Pokemon, with a revenue of $90 billion. Not only is it the biggest video game franchise of all time, but it also has the highest-grossing media franchise in general. Dude, that's fucking crazy. Isn't it crazy, dude? So country ratio, 28% were the United States. And second behind them that's voted was Japan. So more United States, probably just by the population. Right behind them is Brazil. But number one character, congratulations, Devil May Cry. As a result of the calculations in Capcom Super Election, number one has been cited. 2 crowns have been achieved by Devil May Cry. Dante, number one character, and Devil May Cry number one time. So Dante is the most wanted? Or is he just the most wanted to appear in Devil May Cry series? No, he's his most wanted. Yeah, not surprising. Dante's sick, dude. I had somebody who was talking, I was watching a streamer talking smack, and he was trying to rile me up, I feel like. I think it was targeted, okay? How could you not like Dante? The wisecracking, goofy character. It's still liked, okay? We've not moved past it, and I love him for it. The moonwalking, multi-skilled character. He's just so cool, dude. He's just too cool, No, but I always liked Dante, and for a lot of people, he's kind of stuck around. I feel like they've changed his character a little bit from the first 2 games and made him more joking the third one, and it's kind of continued with that. It's obviously to his benefit, because now he's become like a household name. People know Dante just by looking at him. And I only see his popularity obviously growing. Devil May Cry 6, though, are they going to continue with Dante, or are they going to go prequel? I'm not sure, because it ended, spoilers, the game's old as fuck now, guys. But with Dante, going down to essentially hell with his brother Virgil, and fighting demons for maybe all eternity. So I'm not sure what they could do. And they said they wanted to end the saga and continue with the Nero, the son of Virgil, which is cool. I like Nero. At first, I didn't like his arm gameplay. I thought it was all right, but you know, I do like Nero Dot actually a lot, and I think he's a cool character. I just don't know if he could carry it over Dante, which his gameplay mechanics were really fun. So it'd be a shame to lose him. Now, which of the following Capcom games do you like the best? Number 1, Devil May Cry. Is it a big fucking surprise? Is it a big surprise? You know, I would have thought Monster Hunter would be here. I'm a little disappointed. Dino Crisis. Now, this, I'm gonna go on. This is what I'm confused about. The last Dino Crisis game, when was that? Latest release 2003. So there is still a huge Dino Crisis fan. Now, I remember playing this game when I was really young. Maybe I'll do a playthrough. But this game is old as shit. And it just shows that people want this game back. People like dinosaurs, okay? Some of us never grew up. Just kidding. But, you know, I fucking love dinosaurs. The guns, gameplay. I remember unlocking them. Am I thinking of that or Eve? Whatever that, Virus Eve, whatever. But I remember unlocking them and spending a lot of time playing with that. But, you know, people definitely want this type of gameplay back. They could easily make a comeback. You know, people were really disappointed when we got Exoprimus. Is that what it's called? Exoprimal. I'm butchering everything, guys. Don't shit on me, okay? I'm doing my best. I'm living my best life. People were disappointed on this game. Multiple reasons as far as, like, the gameplay is concerned. It looks fine to me. I would definitely play it. It could be fun. I played almost every Capcom game, so I might as well try it. But as you can see, like, people were really disappointed because they saw the dinosaurs and were hoping for Dino Crisis and were completely, severely let down. And now you can see why. It's the second most wanted game. It's not surprising that people were like, "What the fuck, dude? How are you gonna blue ball us?" All right. Number 3, Resident Evil 4, RE4. That's really not surprising. Resident Evil has a giant following. Yeah, I could see this easily coming through. There's a lot of contention whether or not Resident Evil 5 will come out because of current days, like, political divisiveness that we have right now. However, I want it. I love playing co-op with my buddy. I have a lot of fond memories of it. Even though the game wasn't the best of the series, I enjoyed it. So hopefully they do remake it. Devil May Cry 3. Yeah, it's not. Devil May Cry 3 is touted as the best Devil May Cry over and over again by a lot of people. I personally think that it is really good, but Devil May Cry 5 is better. The only thing I didn't like in Devil May Cry 5, they didn't involve Lady or Trish. How are you not going to have some of the staples that have been in the series after introducing them in the 4 special edition for Devil May Cry 5? They had rumors of Ladies Night coming out, and then it completely got dashed, which just fucking sucks. But we know what. Number 5, Okami. Number 6, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter Iceborne, so on and so forth. Nothing's really surprising here. Breath of Fire 3. Okay, I loved Breath of Fire growing up. I liked it more. Yeah, Breath of Fire. I remember Breath of Fire 4. Is that what it was? This game was the shit growing up. I loved it. I never beat it. And I have too many games on my list to go back to it. Maybe one day, you know. But there's a lot. I never played 3, so it must have been a lot of love for that one. So yeah, Breath of Fire, bring it back. Please do. I'd be all over that. We need more turn-based RPG games. I know maybe I'm in the minority, but it is what it is. Okay, next one. In the top rank in the world, Devil May Cry 5 is worldwide. So the ones we saw, the rankings were worldwide, not a surprise. But in Japan, it's Okami. Interesting. You know, don't shoot my head off, guys, okay? All right? I'm a sensitive guy. I'm just kidding. No, you can say whatever you want. Talk about anything you want with me, all right? You know. Tell me I smell bad. I don't care. Wear deodorant. You know, I look like a greasy gamer. That's totally fine. Okami. It is the most wanted in Japan. Surprising. Ace Attorney. Never really got into the Ace Attorneys. Monster Hunter Iceborne. I would have thought this would be way higher. I'm just more surprised by Monster Hunter, not Iceborne. Monster Hunter World was like huge. It was like groundbreaking. It brought the series like to the next level. So I'm surprised on that one. Top by female and male Really? Female like Okami bar? Huh. Well, I was way off. Shows how much I know about women. Okami, huh? All right. Devil May Cry 5. Wow, they are not into the horror. The horror's way down here. Well, shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't ever listen to me when it comes to women, all right? If you ever see me giving out advice, just walk away. Male, Devil May Cry 5, Dino Crisis? Is this where it's coming from? The men really want that Dino Crisis. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right. Females, Ace Attorney, Terra. What the fuck is that? What is this? Oh. They looks like some yaoi. Some gay sim. That's fine. Oh, should I bleep that out now? I don't think you could say that, so yeah, I might bleep that out. It's a mobile game? The fuck? Who's playing this? sorry. Who's playing that shit? I'm gonna be honest. Okay, 20s, Devil May Cry 5, 30s to 40s. Yeah, so there's a lot of nostalgia. People must have played this as a kid. I missed out. I think I played it a bit. It's either that or Parasite Eve. I don't remember. It's, you know, I'm old, guys. Okay, don't judge me. All right. None of this is really surprising. Yeah, this is a lot of the 30s and 40s were very nostalgic. Breath of Fire 3, you can see they're like, please bring it back. People want a lot of the old games to be brought back, or just have really big fond memories. So maybe that's what a lot of these are voted in hopes for, is to bring them back into the forefront. So it's not really surprising. Devil May Cry 3, obviously, for very young people. I'm surprised by that one. I feel like that one came out a long time ago. But might have a good, I think that, yeah, it was just a really good game, so I could see that. And 60s, Dino Crisis. This one doesn't surprise me. 50s, 60s, and Okami. Okay, gotta move on. Top 10 favorite game series. Okay, series. Thank you. Monster Hunter, obviously. Because the game just continues to put out, great games. I feel like they try to do different things with each game. Different enough. And try different approaches to the combat. Like there was for one of the games for I think Wii U, you could go under the water combat was a big thing. And then they had was the one where you could fight like almost every monster, had like 140 like Ultimate Edition. And then Monster Hunter even World to Monster Hunter Rise are so different. The gameplay, like Rise is almost anime like, hype inspired, like you're just like flashy combat, flying everywhere. You're not very grounded. You have a lot more freedom of movement, but you're just pretty much fighting these, super crazy fights using these wire bugs, zooming and zipping everywhere, pulling the monster down with them. I personally like World better than Rise. I like the grounded combat that is kind of with the Monster Hunter series, where you're kind of locked in. You have to really commit to every action. But that's just me. I know a lot of people might feel different about that. Biohazard in the World. Huh. Oh, Resident Evil. Derp. Yeah, none of these is surprising. Mega Man. So the World really wants Mega Man to come back. Devil May Cry, obviously, third favorite series. Ace Attorney for third in Japan. Ace Attorney must be really big there. I never really got into the series. It's not my thing. Okay, let's go down. Question 2. Who is your favorite Capcom character? Dante. Yeah. Not surprising. Leon Kennedy, number 2. And Mega Man number 3. Who else could I see in there? No Street Fighter characters? No Street Fighter characters, huh? Well, I guess, you get them, but they're not really like super... You're not really engaging with their character a lot as you would like Dante or Leon, so it makes sense. Where a lot of the plot is really kind of circling them. So yeah, I can see that. Top 10... the World Top 10 versus Japan Top 10. Japan, Dante... World Dante, goddamn right, my boy. He is absolutely killing the game. Yeah, no, not surprised by this at all. Leon is second. Phoenix Wright is second for Japan. Yeah, second. Leon second for worldwide. Phoenix for Japan. Leon third for Japan. Yeah, I can see that. And Mega Man third for US for the world. Yeah, nothing surprising here. Nothing surprising here. Leon has always been a favorite of the Resident Evil series. Not surprising. Top by 10 by female versus male. Men love Dante, bro. And we like Leon Kennedy. He was number 2 for males. Number 1 for female is Leon Kennedy. Not surprising, you know. Handsome guy. I'm just kidding. You know, maybe just like his character, you know. You know, he's in a lot of Resident Evil. Dante, for number 2 for female. Yeah, no, just a lot of love of these characters. It's funny that these are switched for male and female. Yeah, let's move on. Top 3 by generations, for their favorite characters. Dante is 20s to 10s to 20s. You know, like the wisecracking, goofy guy. Then as you get to your 30s, you like Leon, the more matured, serious character. His jacket is sick, you gotta admit, okay? 50s, 60s, Leon. So I guess when you're young, you really like Dante, and number 2 is Leon, and then as you get older, it switches, apparently. And then as you get to your 50s and 60s, you like Chun-Li, the second most, which is interesting. I thought Ryu would have been there. Okay, let's move on. Top 10 most popular male characters. World is Dante. How's he the favorite, you know, for younger generations and a little bit older, and he's not, but he's still the top for both. I'm confused about that one, but that's fine. No, math wasn't really my strong suit. You know, I'm sure if he did the calculations, it makes sense. Leon is number 2. Phoenix for number 2 for Japan. Number 3 for worldwide is Virgil. Number 3 is Leon again. For females, Jill Valentine for worldwide. That one, really? I'm a little surprised about that, actually. Ada Wong, I thought, would have gotten that one. But, what do I know? And Japan is Chun-Li. Regina, that's from Dino Crisis, if I'm remembering right. I mean, you could tell by the way they look. Claire Wedfield for 3. 2 is Regina for worldwide. Jill Valentine 2 for worldwide. For Japan, I misspoke. And Maya Fey for number 3, which looks like the art style of Ace Attorney. So, you know, take that with what you want. But I am surprised about the Jill Valentine. People really like Jill that much, huh? She's a cool character. I personally like Ada Wong more. Yeah, number 5, Ada Wong. What do you look for in Capcom games? Auxiliary gameplay. Yeah, obviously, gameplay is always going to be number 1. The graphics are always like me. Unique, attractive characters. Unpredictable and exciting storyline. Yeah, to all this. Makes sense, yeah. Nothing's crazy here. Okay. Auxiliary gameplay. So this is worldwide. Everyone wants that. Unique and attractive characters is number 1 for Japan. So they prefer most likely story. And being kind of, maybe that's why Ace Attorney is so big, because that's more of a story-based type of game. So that kind of makes sense. What image do you have of Capcom? Creative spirit, strong originality, amazing creators, treasury. That's cool. No, world top 10. Let me see here. World creative spirit, full of playfulness. All right, moving on. Are there any Capcom series, including spin-off games, would you like to see get a sequel for a new game? Dino Crisis, obviously it was coming. Breath of Fire is number 10. Come on, guys. Yes, people want a new Devil May Cry. That's number 3. And number 2 is Mega Man. Mega Man, I feel like, is in a weird spot. I feel like it needs a bit more attention. As funny as it is, but going back and playing, and you know, if they want a successful game, there's a lot of love for this. Obviously, they really should bring Dino Crisis back. The last game was 2003. It's insane that they're not fucking bringing it back. Hopefully, they remake this. Versus series. The Versus Capcom versus is a huge series. They definitely should bring this back, in my opinion. Darkstalkers are number 5. You know, I never played any of them, but I played them. I played the characters in other fighting games, so I could see this coming back. Why is Resident Evil 4 coming back? It's already getting so many sequels. We already know it's going. Like, you don't need it. I don't even know if that even needed a vote. I feel like that's kind of silly for number 4. But yeah, let's move on. See here, World Top 10 versus Japan Top 10. Can we feel it kind of go over this? Dino Crisis number 1. Everyone wants Dino Crisis. Waiting for a sequel or new game. Yeah, Dino Crisis obviously worldwide. They want that game to come back. Ace Attorney, number 1 for Japan. Number 2 is Devil May. It's been a while since we got a Devil May Cry. I can understand this. People love the hack and slash. You know, they could easily bring this back. I am just worried about where they're going to go from this point, but I guess we'll see. And then number 3 is Mega Man for worldwide. Number 2 is Japan for waiting for a sequel. I don't understand this vote. We're definitely getting him. Mega Man is number 3 for Japan. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Male. Top 10 by female or male. Male. Dino Crisis. And what is wanted for the next series is Ace Attorney for female. Yeah, I don't know anything about women. I don't. I really don't. Maybe they value story? I'm not sure. Yeah. Interesting. 10 to 20s is Devil May Cry. So maybe people play. Maybe when you're young, you play the Devil May Cry series, or you played 5. When you're like 14, and you just really want another one. And 30s to 40s, yeah, we want the Dino Crisis back. Darkstalkers is 50s to 60s. Number 6, completely remade with the latest technology, including character design and direction. Is there any game you would like to see? Not in here. What? What? Breath of Fire, yes. Number 3, bring it in, please. Onimusha, I never played the series, but I've heard good things, so I'm not opposed to that. Bring it, if they could modernize it, give it some love, and kind of like, if you could do like a Neo type of treatment mixed with like Ghost of Tsushima, or even like Sekiro, please, I would die in a hill. That game would be a top seller. It'd be amazing to me, anyways. We're gonna go on from here. Waiting for a remake. Not in here. What the fuck is not in here? I think they mean like it's literally not listed. I'm not sure. I couldn't find it. Not in here. Capcom game. What the fuck? What am I looking for? Okay, I don't know. All right, we're gonna have to skip this one because I have no idea. Rival Schools for Japan is number 2. I heard, the character showed up in Street Fighter V, a character from that game. I have no idea who they were, so yeah, I'm lost on that one. Number 2 is Onimusha for worldwide for, waiting for a remake. Yeah, obviously. Number 3 for Japan is Breath of Fire. Yes, please, and then waiting for a remake Mega Man for 3 for worldwide. All this makes sense. What was the first game Capcom? Oh my god. Okay. What was the first Capcom game you played? Mega Man, number 1. Street Fighter, number 2. Number 3 is Resident Evil. Who was mine? I almost want to say it's Dino Crisis. I do want to say that. No, it had to be Mega Man. Yeah, nope. It was for me for Mega Man 2. Yep. Top 10 versus world versus top 10. First ever game you played. See here. Mega Man, Street Fighter for Japan. Mega Man for worldwide, Street Fighter for Japan. 2 Resident Evil, Phoenix Wright, number 2 for Japan. Mega Man X, number 3 for worldwide. Number 3 for Japan is Ghost Goblins. Not surprising. Top 10 by... Dude, female players love Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Crazy. I don't understand it. I want to know. I need to ask a Capcom girl what the love is with the game. Okay, next one. We're getting down to it. Okay, guys. This video is gonna be. I'm gonna have to cut some shit. Which Capcom game has influenced you the most? Resident Evil 4, number 1. Devil May Cry 3, number 2. Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 1 is number 3. Blah, misspoke there. For me, yeah, I could see that. I would definitely put, for me, if I were to vote this, it would definitely have to be Resident Evil, number 1. Number 2 is Devil May Cry 5. And then number 3 would be Monster Hunter. Even though I've played probably Monster Hunter the most, the one that I definitely, have a lot of memories for would be Resident Evil. And then number 2 would be Devil May Cry. And then number 3 would be, Monster Hunter. I feel like the one thing Monster Hunter needs is maybe some like voice or party mechanics to get more people to want to play together. I feel like that's what it needs to kind of bring it to the next level, like, getting you wanting to stay with the group and keep with them. I think that would build a lot of good memories, because it's already kind of like a pseudo like MMO, kind of, like a pseudo. And if they could kind of bring it to the next step and make you want to group with people, or give some kind of more of an incentive, or just more fun gameplay to do with people, I think it would do pretty well. But that's just me. Do you have a complaint you would like to share with Capcom? Reboot previous IPs. Yes, obviously. Come on. You guys are slacking on some of these. Absolutely. Taking way too long. For Breath of Fire, for Dino Crisis. How many times do I have to turn on Twitter or any of these social media platforms to see that people are dying for Dino Crisis? Like, you guys are just sludging behind. No complaints. Keep up the great work. Slow release on new number titles. I'm not so sure about this. I think their development cycle makes sense for how some of these games come out. A lot of love has been given to Resident Evil as opposed to Devil May Cry, for instance, but I feel like those are completely different types of games that do need the time. We welcome all your support for Capcom. Yes? I'm not sure even how this... I'm blanking on this. Thank you! That was number 10. I don't even know what that... Depends on how Capcom's... Oh, whether or not we support the company. Dude, Capcom is the GOAT right now. It is the greatest game publisher probably right now of all time. I don't see how anybody can even compete. So yeah, it was really interesting questionnaire. I really, I hope you learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot. But yeah, pretty interesting choices for some of these. And yeah, I could definitely see this as some of the questions as far as what people are looking for and what's going on with the series, what people want from the series. Obviously, a big thing we kept saying is like the want for Dino Crisis. So obviously they're slacking there, and remakes are number 1 on the list. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will get this out pretty soon. Hope you guys enjoyed your night. Be sure to tip your waiter, watch my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.